And we are live. Hey, honey, how you doing?
I am great. um, I'm doing pretty good, aside from the fact that it's still cold. And I wanted some nice weather on my weekend, but despite that, I'm still doing good. How you doing?
I am actually doing really, really great. The weather is wonderful. It's a very nice day outside.
How is it
Currently,
nice there, but cold here?
girl, because I'm sunny like that. And
I thought our temperatures were, pretty much the same.
yeah, girl,
I
but
guess y'all a little warmer.
child, I had to bring the heat.
I see how you do. See how you do.
I'm just saying, honey. I'm just
Um,
saying.
yes, we about to get into this. This is an impromptu live. I don't know if anyone even joined us yet. I don't see anybody. Well, I can only
Girl, we
see
got
like the comments.
eight people here already.
Oh, okay. Hold on. One quick second. One second.
Okay. Hey, Ghost Watchers, how are y'all doing in the clouds up there? This should be a really good, interesting live to clarify a couple of things. So
Absolutely,
hopefully
child.
you
I'm
guys
back.
stay tuned. Okay, well, we got people in the chat, honey. Hey, Angel Ray. Hey, Cocaine. Hey,
Hey,
Baby. Hey,
hey,
T.
family.
Anjo. Hey, D. Anderson. Hey, Shay B. What y'all got going on today? Yeah, honey. So there.
Well, yeah, we did an impromptu live. This wasn't something that we had originally intended on doing. So this is just, it's not scheduled. And, it's just, something we felt we needed to do to just clear the air on a few things. But before we even get into that, we first want to just simply say thank you to everybody who has been supporting us. We see a lot of the same names in the chat, every time we do a show. We
Yes.
thank y'all. We thank everybody who's doing moderating for us. Thank people who have been telling other people about us and or sharing our streams. Even people who use clips of our streams, because that's still giving us some additional exposure. We want to send a super big shout out to BGS. We have gotten
Super.
so much support from BGS. Like, I mean,
Super.
and he's always rocked with us, but I just surprised at the level of support that we've gotten from him. He constantly reposts our shows or streams it from his page. He'll post it on his community tab. He tells people when he's on the panel, he tells people to ensure that they're liking it and giving us thumbs up. Like, he is a super dope man, and I've always had a lot of admiration for him, but the level of support that we've gotten from him makes me love him just that much more. Go
Right,
ahead,
right,
Danny. I'm
right.
sorry.
And I again I want to send I also just a special shout out to BGS. There were some comments made by myself on Angry Man's platform last night, because I did refer to him as your master teacher, not to take anything away from BGS, because BGS is absolutely great, exceptional at what he does. So I just personally wanted to say, you know, I I absolutely appreciate his support. I also
Mm-hmm.
appreciate his wisdom, and a lot of things that BGS has said has actually come into fruition. So just a big shout out to him. Huge shout out
Yeah.
to him.
And
So
this is something too, a little lighthearted, really quickly. The other day, I was on Art Nusto's panel with a couple other ladies, and BGS did like an after show after the panel. And I listened to like the first part of his after show, before I got tied up, and I maybe listened to 20, maybe 30 minutes of it, and I was like extremely triggered, and I'm like, oh my god, that I didn't have a chance to listen to the rest of the panel, and I still haven't, but I'm going to go back and listen to it. But I was
mhm.
triggered by a lot of the things that I was hearing, because it almost seemed like and the people in art, some of the people in art's comments and some of the people that were partaking in the panel, in addition to people in BGS's comments, seem to just be looking for ways to invalidate their disdain towards Black women. So I had to admit I was triggered, and I commented that, and I haven't yet had a chance to go back and listen to it. But I did hear that there were some positive things that came out of that, and that he also said some positive things, which I'm not surprised, because BGS, he's always, pretty forthright and, pretty spot on. I don't agree with everything that he says. I want to put that caveat out there, but generally he'll give props where props are due. So I haven't yet listened to it, but I commented and I told him, I'm like, I'm going to make a stream about this, but I was talking about it on my personal page. But I'm going to do a stream about it after I listen to upload a small video about it after I listen to the full stream, because I think it would be unfair otherwise. But that was just a little aside. But let's go ahead and get into what we came here for. There's a lot of buzz going around. You want to kick it off, or you want me to start? However, go ahead.
Okay, so let's get into the interview with Man of Tomorrow and what we set out to accomplish with that interview, because I guess there's something that needs to be talked about with the intent of that interview. BGS, you are my master teacher, so I'm gonna be like, y'all need to hush, because that's my master teacher too. So what's the problem? But anywho, with the interview with Man of Tomorrow. Okay, so a lot of you guys may not know me and Man of Tomorrow's history. Me and Man of Tomorrow actually go back a couple of years prior to YouTube, and so I've always had a respect for Man of Tomorrow. Man of Tomorrow has never been anything outside of respectful to me. I've always thought Man of Tomorrow was a stand-up guy, and Man of Tomorrow had made some key points on someone else's panel, and I want to say it was Game Changer or Fantastic's panel, or both, that I really felt like should be highlighted. And it was some things that I had never, ever really taken the time to consider. And so I really wanted to highlight the things that he said on that panel. There was no setup to ambush. There was no setup to make him look bad or anything like that. So when people said that kind of stuff,
definitely not.
That was very, very, very confusing to me, because I'm like, well, shit, I had great respect for Man of Tomorrow, but even when Man of Tomorrow left our show, I had an even greater respect for him. And somebody just said, so he's my old sugar daddy. No, Man of Tomorrow has always just been a cool person. And if you know anything about me, then you'll know that I used to talk a lot of shit on Facebook, and I used to keep people riled up on Facebook. And that's where I came across Man of Tomorrow. But he's always just been a cool person. So, when I came across him on YouTube and, listened to some of the things that he was saying, especially about SYSBM, I just thought that it was a great thing to highlight. And yeah, that was pretty much it. And when we did the interview, he said that there was no question off limits. If anybody went and listened to, shit, I lost my train of thought. Girl, I'm always losing my train of thought. Anywho.
I'm sorry. I'm over here like chewing on some French fries. I'm so hungry and I didn't eat lunch. So, but I'm listening to everything you said, and I just want to piggyback on that. There definitely wasn't any intent to set him up. I want to say that we had another topic planned, and Danny kind of hit me up last minute, like, we're going to do this interview with MOT. And I'm like, oh, right. Okay. And that was my response, because I didn't have a lot of exposure to Man of Tomorrow. I've seen him on a few platforms, but I was always slightly triggered by not always, but I have been triggered in the past by some of the comments that he's made. So I was like, I was kind of, thinking to myself, is this a good idea? But she's like, I want to do it. And, we're partners in this thing. So I'm like, okay, cool. Let's do it. We didn't have any conversation about what we were going to, there wasn't even much conversation regarding what we were going to interview him about. Like, literally the questions that I asked were not set up questions. I was asking them as he was talking, and I was thinking of things that I would, wanted to know. So when I realized that there were no questions off limit, I literally just asked questions as the conversation progressed. There wasn't any behind the scenes, oh girl, you do this and I'm gonna do that. You played a good cop. I'm like, there was none of that. Literally, it was an organic conversation, and there were things that I wanted to know because I am a conscious Black woman. And generally, the stance that I take it's going to be rooted in that consciousness. I wasn't beating him up about his choices. Neither one of us. I thought that the interview went really well, and I know he wasn't trying to sell himself. However,
Right.
I had a great great amount of respect for him as a result of the interview, for him doing it. In addition to, I had a lot more understanding of who he is as a person, and I thought that it was dope because I walked away just not having this negative view of him, which he probably could care less. However, it was a positive for me because, like I said, I love all my people, and to get to know one a little bit more and have greater understanding regarding what he's about was a bonus to me.
Right. Right. And then if anybody actually took the time to listen to him last night, he actually broke down the interview. And of course he had his own talking points, and of course he didn't agree with everything that he said, but he was still very respectful. And I really, really appreciate him for that. I didn't feel like he threw us under a bus or anything like that. And I just thought that I still think it was a good interview. He said that there was nothing off limits. You can get as personal as you want. You can go in whatever direction that you want. I'm going to answer the questions the best of my ability. And I'm just going to say whatever it is I want to say. So I thought that as opposed to every time you see a Black woman talk something about SYSBM, people always think that Black women are looking to attack. And so I just thought that that was messed up because, well, if people don't know, they kind of feel like, oh, they're attacking him. They're trying to attack the movement. And
Yeah,
that was not the case at all. It was,
at all. And the thing is, we're here to essentially bridge the gap. Like, that is the crux of the foundation of our channel. Me and Danny have different views on things. We have different ideologies that we subscribe to, but the primary reason for our channel is we want to have conversations to bridge the gap. We both consider ourselves neutral. I'm extremely middle of the road. I don't have, I don't have a dog in many of the fights that I see here on YouTube. But in bridging the gap, the first step is finding understanding. So if I had those negative, if I had just kind of a negative reflection of who he is as a man, and it was strictly off of my protection for my people, and the gender that I belong to, I'm being honest. But I'm certain that other people just didn't know who he is as a person and what's behind, his reasoning for his I don't want to say he has disdain for Black women, but he has some views regarding Black women and the culture, and in regards to why he chooses not to date ADOS Black women.
right.
So like I always look for understanding when men say that. Like, I want to know, because understanding it will help us to address it.
Right. That's a big thing. Another thing is, when they say guys go SYSBM, there is a certain moniker attached to these guys. They feel like SYSBM guys are lame, they're incels, they're not really like Black women wouldn't have dated them anyway. And so when I said to lay a foundation, it's to say, okay, this is a normal guy. This guy makes good money. Why wouldn't he want to date Black women within this culture? And to really break down as to the whys and to understand the foundation, he's not an incel. He didn't have a bad upbringing. It's not a hatred against Black women, so to speak. So we really wanted to showcase that. And I think we did a really, really good job in showcasing another side of him. So I thought that was a good thing. I thought that was a really good thing.
Yeah, Miss Les brought up a good point. Us gain or seeking understanding. As a result of that, we get called names like hyena. Like, people taking those low shots and doing all that type of stuff. Like, clearly, these are people who have already had an issue with us, and or they feel like we're somehow impeding on their space, and that's not the case. Like, it's enough room here for all of us. Like, we literally came here with one goal in mind, and that is to bridge the gap and have conversations. Like, I refuse to pick a side. I am not going to apologize for who I am as a person and
Right.
the ideologies that I subscribe to. If you don't like me, you don't have to watch. You don't have to interact with me. Do your thing over there in the corner, and I'll continue to do mine. Like, it's really just people looking for a reason to have something negative to say, because and I would respect it, and I do respect it if MOT, and I haven't had a chance to listen to his full breakdown, but
Mm-hmm.
I listened to just the very beginning. But if
Yeah,
he
and he made
says,
some really, really good points in his
did he
live
say
and
he
how he
felt
breaks.
like we were unfair and we were attacking him?
No, he didn't. He didn't say that, but he did refer to us as good cop, bad cop. And I would say that, okay, my stance on interracial dating is I don't give a damn. I can't tell you what to do with your life, where you stick your penis, where you stick your, well, I hope you're not sticking your vagina, but who you allow into your personal body. I don't care. That's your business. That's your business. That's your business. However, I am a Black woman. And as a Black woman, and as a Black woman who is a part of ADO's culture, um, you want to understand why Black men are leaving. You want to understand why good Black men are leaving, why the top earners are leaving. And you want to set a foundation. Okay, a lot of men have the same consensus of Black women. You know what I mean? And a lot of men in this sector have the same consensus of Black women. So you want to showcase that the men aren't all crazy. They all aren't just
Right.
talking shit for the
And they
sake of
come from different walks of life. Like, it's important to
exactly.
show that. And I've talked about some of that as well. Like I said, like, my man is conscious, like real hardcore conscious, and he talks about how tired he is of Black women. Not in the sense of dating them, but like just his interactions, and how just interacting with them in public, and how they cop an attitude, or the different things
Right.
that we do. So I understand it. It's men from all walks of life that are kind of like fed up, with our shenanigans, and we want to gain understanding. It's important to, if we are ever hoping to get to a place where we can move past this division, we have to understand one another.
Yes, and like we said, the goal of the channel is to bridge the gaps, to have conversations. Now I went on Kendra D's panel earlier this morning. Is it no earlier? Yeah, earlier today, because I don't even know if it was morning or not, child. But I did go on Kendra D's panel, and Kendra D, or excuse me, I'm gonna call her by her YouTube name, which is the Crimson Cure. She was saying that there's not a way to bridge the gap. Either you're on one side or you're on the other side. And I I don't know if I necessarily agree with it's either one side or it has to be division. It has to be a division.
That's
The
crazy.
problem that I've noticed in this space is that we can't even have conversations on the opposite side without the conversations turning into something disrespectful, which I feel like both sides do have some things to learn about each other. There's a pathology to both sides. We've all had different experiences that led us one way or the other. And I want to understand why we have those experiences, what's going on with that. So I just, I and I want to have the
Uh,
conversations too. I want to learn.
yeah. And you know what? I think that you don't have to pick a side. I don't believe that you have to pick a side. I'm not forming an allegiance with either side. Like, I love both sides. So I'm going to stand in the middle of the road, stand in the gap, take whatever comes with standing in the gap, because people seem to have a problem with that too. They feel as though you must have been rejected by one side or the other. No, we travel where
Right.
we want to travel
Oh, girl,
because
because
we're not
Angry
forming
Man said we must have
allegiances.
got rejected by B1
We
and
haven't. We
oh,
still go over
oh,
there. Look, I go over there. I come to spaces within the manosphere. I go to mukbang channels. I really spend a lot of my time on family vlogs. Like, nobody's going to say, "Oh, you're not allowed." If you tell me that I'm not allowed in your space, feel free to block me, and I won't visit. However, I'm not going to be made to pick a side. Like, that's mess to me. Like, to me, like that's I mean, this ain't a game. You know what I mean? Like, it's silliness. It really is. Like, we're all grown adults. Like, I have real life stuff that happens outside of
girl,
YouTube. Like, I'll
honey.
refuse. This is my entertainment. This is where I come to kind of enjoy myself and kick back. I'm not getting into a gang battle on YouTube because people feel like you got to choose a side. Nah, I'm not doing that, sis.
Girl, Big Game said there's good people on both sides, head ass.
I I agree. That's how I feel. Oh well, big game. That's how I feel.
Yeah, honey. So with the
There's good
stream that
people on
went
both
on
sides.
last night, Concrete, now they saying you just left me out in the dust. You was left me out
Ah!
cold. And I'm like, but y'all
People
gotta
kind of
know.
crazy. Listen, I'm not here for that. Like, to be completely honest, I didn't build a channel to get involved in drama. However, that ain't even why I didn't show up. I have to wake up to work. I have to be to work at 6 a.m. I have to wake up to go to work at 4:40. I wasn't staying up at 9:30 at night for anybody. So that's why I wasn't there. In addition, Danny does frequent a lot of spaces that I don't generally frequent, and
Mhm.
I have 10 million things going on in my life. I don't have a lot of free time. A lot of times when we have to cancel a show, it's because I don't have a lot of time or something else came up. Like, I don't have a lot of free time like I used to, where I could be on YouTube a lot more. It wasn't me hanging her out to dry. We had a conversation about how we would deal with it behind the scenes beforehand. So I wasn't even woke. So I mean, and
Yeah, and
it
with
is what it is.
me, if y'all know anything about me, y'all know I'm a little OG. And so I don't really generally run from anybody or a conversation or a fight or whatever. So I'm always like, if I can have the conversation, then I'll go to have the conversation. Now, last night they roasted my ass to oblivion.
Oh Lord.
Shout out to punk ass Grinch. Grinch was the one who got me to run up off the panel, but initially, the conversation was civil between Angry Man and myself. Angry Man invited, it was Sheep Stay Sleep, Grinch. Well, I don't think Sheep Stay Sleep was up there at first, but it was Grinch, BJ, Torian Rain, and somebody else. And so I got up there, we had a conversation. The conversation was kind of all over the place. Probably me. I was probably more all over the place than they were, but it was all good. It's still not any hard feelings. I'm not going um I'm not a type of person to hold grudges. I don't really hold on to that type of energy. So it is what it is, and yeah, that is what it
And
is.
I just want to say, like, I certainly would have went to support Danny, on those panels, but like, I don't frequent Angry Man space on a regular day. I
This
don't,
is true.
I don't even go to MOT's channel. But the fact that he was kind enough to come on our channel and enable or permit us to interview him, like, I definitely will support him. I'll subscribe and listen to some of his content because I did have, I prejudged him. So, but I don't. Those aren't even spaces that I frequent on a regular anyhow. This isn't, this wasn't a case of people coming to our panel and addressing things and me ducking and hiding. Like, don't even try to play it like that. Like, come on, like,
Concrete.
don't come
You
for
were
me.
playing hide and seek last night
Don't
and
come
shit.
for
Girl.
look, don't come for me, please. Don't come for me. But Archer said something. He said that black men, okay, let me pull it back up because I don't want to misquote him. He said that black men have a problem with, black men feel as if the only way black women come to the middle is if they're trying to manipulate or getting something, but they never come for understanding and true understanding. And I have to agree with that. I do see a pessimistic spirit regarding people who are in the middle or women who are in the middle. However, if we are if we, let's say we weren't in the middle and we just said we rocking whatever the fellas say, we a part of the manosphere and we rocking with them, screw the women, this, that, and the other, like what would that get accomplished? Like, why wouldn't you want someone who's in the middle, who's trying to be objective, who has the background knowledge and experience of dealing with sisters, so they know and can be honest and upright regarding
Right.
the behaviors of sisters, but who's also communicating with both sides? Like, why wouldn't you want someone in the middle as opposed to just on your side? Like, I'm never gonna be, and the crazy thing about it is, like, I'm never gonna be the chick to co-sign everything that either side says. If I disagree with
That's
you, I'm
true.
going to vocalize that. But we're getting called mammies and pick-me's by the other side, and then on this side they're assuming that
They
we're
ain't
here to,
real. These
yeah,
hoes,
like
these
there's
hoes
something,
is fake.
yeah, like what is up with that? Like there's something amiss with us, and that we're here plotting and scheming, we planning, and there's a
Girl,
conspiracy.
you know
Like,
you trying to be part of
we
the goddamn
can't win.
country. Don't be up here front, girl.
I
Mhm.
mean, like, I don't have time for that. Like, I'm not that vested to try to be sneaking and conspiring to do harm to someone. I'm just, and I'm not that chick. Like, come on, like seriously, some of the stuff sounds silly.
Hmm. Um, what else is there to address? What about, okay, do you feel like there was a lot of questions about being disingenuous or with people saying that we're disingenuous because, okay, with you supporting certain
So
things and me supporting certain things. Um,
I, and okay, what really quick, Danny, before you get into that, because Kendra was saying something about black people feeling like the middle is a righteous space. Like, nobody said that the middle is a righteous space, but we're talking about a conversation. We ain't talking about war. Like, we not on the battlefield. Like, we're having conversations. Like, during a conversation on YouTube, absolutely the middle is a good space to be. That doesn't mean that we're in the middle when it comes to taking a stance and or speaking out against wrongdoings that women are doing or engaging in. We're saying that we're in the middle regarding trying to bridge the gap. But that doesn't mean that we won't call out black women for their bullshit. That don't mean that we won't
right,
call out black men for theirs. Like, we're not saying that. We're saying we're in the middle so that conversations can be had. We want a space where both parties can come to, but we still will take a stance and say, no, you wrong for that. That's foul. Black women need to get their shit together. We do that all
right,
the time.
right. Then there was a question to the foundation on which even some of our topics in the channel was built on. My whole thing is this. Concrete and I do have different positions on different things, but we both definitely 100%, 1,000%, a million percent agree that we still want to have the conversations. We still want to be able to talk it out. We still want you guys to be able to come over here and talk to women who are going to be honest with you, to at least have a conversation, with it out without it going to a place of disrespect or without you feeling like you can't get your words out to at least be understood, because it seems like a lot of you guys want to be more understood, in my opinion. BJ, you showed up. What's up, BJ? Go drop
But you
some on
know
my
what?
cash app.
And I second everything that Danny just said. Absolutely. We definitely have different stances. I know Danny is more red pill. I don't consider myself red pill at all. Like, I'm a conscious black woman. That's the only label that I would attach to myself. Both of us are pretty fairly good at being objective. There are some things that I really hold true to that, I'm just kind of not I won't be moved on, and most of those things are in relation to my people because I'm race first.
Mhm.
However, for the most, like, I'm still willing to hear people out and try to understand where they're coming from. Like, I'm always open to having the conversation and engaging in dialogue with people, and that is, how I gain understanding. So we have some different views, and no one is expecting us to be mirror images of each other. That's what I love about her. She's genuine and honest and true to who she is, and I'm the same way regarding who I am. Like, and I'm not going to be moved. Like, and for the rumors or whatever regarding us faking femininity and faking or being
Girl,
disingenuous and
now
things
that's
of that
probably
nature.
more so me because,
Oh,
when I say I
well,
like to be feminine, honey, girl, you better not say that shit up in this space.
I mean, I have to say, like, personally, like, I mean, I don't. There's nobody on YouTube that I'm that pressed about that I want to feign femininity and so that I'm trying to somehow convince them that I'm somebody who I'm not. Like,
That's my point.
I'm good. So
That's
I
exactly my
just
point.
this is this we wanted to come up here and address all of this and be done with it, because this isn't the basis for our channel. Like, we are
Right.
literally, neutral parties, literally just trying to bridge the gap. And I don't know why that is a crime in this space. I don't know why that warrants attacks. I don't know why people are questioning whether we're genuine because of that. Like, I don't see any atrocities that have been committed by either of us.
Well, I'll say this because now there were things talked about last night because people said I had a different stance when I initially started joining panels. It was even said that I changed my voice when I came on here. And I'm like, shit, and it's shit about myself that people are saying about me that I haven't even thought about. Like, damn, change my voice for what? I'm country as shit. Did y'all notice I've gotten countryer than I'm country as hell. Like, change for what? And to me, it's like if people say that I changed my voice to sound a certain way today and I act like this tomorrow, it's like, shit, I can't be on my period. I can't, God damn it, I might have a little bit more testosterone in my system that I don't know. Shit.
you know, I,
So
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, we are going to open up. This is going to be
I
an
want to say something really quick before we do that.
okay.
Black Uru, I go hard in the paint for brothers. Like, if you saw my social media pages, you would think that I hate women. You would think that I'm a dyke or something, because I go hard in the paint for black men. However, in certain platforms, the conversations are lopsided. So you may see me actually leaning more towards defending and or providing understanding to black women. However, my overall personality and who I am, and especially when we're having objective conversations, I'm always vying for brothers. I'm always talking about how, we need to do better as black women, and how, there are good black men out here and how there are deserving leaders. Like, I go hard in the paint for black men. You know what I mean? Like, like I said, in some of the spaces you've seen me in, it's probably because I feel like the conversations are lopsided. But I understand what being race first means.
But the Crimson Cure has a question. She says, Concrete Rose, why did you leave Sister George to take the heat? She showed up and you didn't. I know you were watching it, hence you have a lot to say as a result. Um,
Actually, I haven't watched anything, to be completely honest with you.
and Kendra,
We did
Concrete,
address that.
let me
But
say this.
mhm.
Kendra, Concrete and I had a very, very in-depth conversation after I got off of your panel. And I'm not a type of person to sugarcoat anything. So when I talked to her this morning, I told her things from from everybody else's perspective versus hers and mine. And
Exactly. I was actually
then
at work.
and then
I
let me
mean,
tell
like,
you this
if
about
I
the
have seen
panel.
it, I wouldn't just be standing in the shadows while she getting hit. Like, that's not how I get down. I was actually
No.
at work. Like,
Um,
I don't like, when my I don't like when my integrity is being questioned. I didn't leave her to take the heat. And prior to that, we had a conversation regarding
yeah.
how things would be handled. We had a conversation prior to her ever addressing any of it.
Right.
regarding how things will be handled. I have to
Because
go to work at
initially,
6 a.m. I had to
and
be up at 4:30 a.m. So I wasn't staying up to go on anybody's panel.
And initially, we had initially decided not to do Angry Man's show, but my whole thing is it's kind of like a damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if neither one of us had showed up, there was going to be talk about, oh, they're so scared. Oh, they're so scared. Oh, they won't show up. Oh, they won't talk to us. Oh, just like everybody else, they ain't going to say nothing. And if y'all know me, like I said, if y'all know me, I'm not generally the type of person to run. I came to represent for both Concrete and myself. So Concrete didn't have to show up. I felt like I could do it by myself, and that's what I did.
Yeah, but don't think that I was there watching or even on YouTube when the panels were going on, because I wasn't.
Concrete, I don't think you know punk, honey. If I had thought you was a punk, we never would have had this platform. So I never
Black Uru.
one of those things. So of course I don't think you were just sitting there.
I mean, you know.
Yeah, girl. Yeah. I thought that thought never crossed my mind. So whatever.
Go ahead. I got a few minutes if you want to open it up.
Yeah, so we're going to drop the link. So if any of you guys want to come up, we're actually willing to have the respectful conversation if you guys are willing to have a respectful dialogue. So we are definitely down with that. And we'll drop the link and see what's up. Oh, and then, there was talk, okay, being that they're saying that we're part of a red pill space and we have these ideologies and stuff. I guess I'm looking at it like this. I don't need anybody's permission to exist because I'm not directly in your space. This is our platform over here. I don't go on anybody's platform talking shit to them and telling them what they need to do and how they need to do it and what they need to do and what they need to say and all this and that type of shit. Not my thing. I try to come over here and have the conversations and yeah. Oh, we got the Pick Me Defender. Oh shit, who's this? Hi, Pick Me Defender.
What's up, ladies? It's Donnie.
Hey, Donnie, how you doing?
I can't hear any. Oh my gosh, here we go. I'm about to go out and come right back in. I ain't leaving you, sis. I promise.
You ain't running, girl. You ain't running.
I'm having technical difficulties. I can't hear anything Donnie's saying. 1 second. I'll be right back in.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all getting in trouble. You know what? I thought I had more time. I'm gonna have to go. Damn. All right. My bad. I'm with the kids. Sorry.
Go change that damn diaper. But the link is definitely in the chat. Oh shit, it's Benjamin. Hey, Benjamin.
What's up?
What's going on, honey?
Yeah, I would just first like to say you need to email me because we need to